The Hollywood sign represents more than just the neighborhood that is the physical Hollywood in Los Angeles. It has a talismanic quality. It represents, in a way, the literal pinnacle on a hillside above Hollywood, all that people aspire to when they aspire to celebrity and fame.
There's such a weight to the sign that you can see it a million times. There's something special about it. It almost has like its own charisma. It still strikes you even when you've seen it before.
Well, it's a milestone. We're celebrating it as a centennial. But the Hollywood sign as we know it today didn't really start as the Hollywood sign as you see it on the hill. It actually started out as Hollywoodland. The Hollywoodland sign first went up in 1923 to sell land in Hollywood, and the development was called Hollywoodland. The sign had about just under 3,700 light bulbs across all 13 letters, and then it would light up Holly, and then wood, and then land, and then all together Hollywoodland, and then it would repeat. They were selling about 450 lots to build homes, and the billboard was a way to attract people from downtown LA up into the hillside into this new community.
When the Hollywoodland sign opened in 1923, LA was in the midst of a big bang. There was a boom in population.
Hollywood, international capital of the motion picture business.
All because of this new technology, new industry called motion pictures. And everybody who was anybody in the film industry came to Los Angeles for that ever-present sunshine to make their films. Hollywood was known as the entertainment capital world. And when people said Hollywood, it reminded them of the motion picture industry.
The glamour that was in full flower at the world premiere of a new picture.
The sign was not only a success in that it sold the real estate of Hollywoodland that it was there to promote, but it endured and it took on a kind of significance that we see to this day. In 1932, a seminal year in the Depression, an actress named Peg Entwistle climbed up the H and jumped off to her death. Here is a woman who was so despairing of not having achieved success in Hollywood that she took her life off this sign, these 40-plus foot tall letters up there, which instantly gave a kind of mythology to the idea that success and failure in Hollywood is a life or death matter. Once the development had pretty well sold and the stock market crash hit, and the sign was, like so much here, neglected. Bits and pieces fell down. After World War II, it was kind of a race between, do you let the whole thing go and take it all down as an eyesore in the great post-war renovation, or do you keep it, at least part of it, and turn it into something?
1949 was a pivotal moment in the sign's history where the land was removed, and that's when the purpose of the sign changed from a Hollywoodland advertising billboard to a symbol of Hollywood itself.
The Hollywood sign represents opportunity, it represents passion, and it also represents evolution because it began as a sign for something completely different than what it represents today.
The Hollywood sign was rebuilt by the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce in 1949 and kept maintaining the sign until 1978.
As so often happens in the movies, something has to get very close to being destroyed or killed or lost before people say, hey, wait a minute, we can't let that happen. And of course, the very same plot line was the one that was followed by the Hollywood sign. So close to falling completely off the hillside, so close to being completely taken down that it took several fundraising campaigns, not all of them successful.
By 1978, the sign was a super twisted mess and could no longer be repaired.
It wasn't until the 1970s, 1980s that a lot of celebrities got together and became conscious of the fact that we need this. This is what people the world over identify as Los Angeles. So why should we not preserve it and protect it?
We in America so often pull things down. But this is one industry that's meant something all over the world.
And so they formed a committee to save the sign. In May of 1978, the very first person to step forward was up-and-coming musician Alice Cooper.
Wow, we're just like the Mickey Mouse Club, man.
The goal was to raise $250,000, and he was the first one to step up to donate $27,777. And Hugh Hefner hosted a fundraiser at his Playboy mansion, and then you had Gene Autry from musical Cowboy Days, Andy Williams.
Andy Williams sang, Douglas Fairbanks extolled Hollywood past and present, and Chevy Chase put his hand in the Hollywood birthday cake.
It was a worldwide effort to help save the sign because it was such an important symbol for the entertainment industry.
The Hollywood sign has been a tourist attraction for a long time.
It's a landmark that represents obviously a very large industry, but like a very personal monument because everybody has different tastes as it relates to what they like to consume in terms of media. So in that way, the sign can mean so much to so many different people.
Any Angelino who's flown back home into Los Angeles can tell you about the experience of the plane coming into Los Angeles International Airport, and all of a sudden there's a little bit of a rush to one side of the airplane as all the people coming here for the first time want to get a good look at the Hollywood sign from the airplane windows. So it has the sense of you are here, you have landed, this is Hollywood. The sign has such a magical quality that even celebrities take their photographs with it. I mean, Fleetwood Mac framing the Hollywood sign, and then there's Blondie. There was also the spectacular National Geographic photo of the Oscar-winning actress Michelle Yeoh on a swing at the Hollywood sign.
The task at hand for National Geographic in 1998 was to visually represent how Hollywood was impacting global culture. I actually love the power of an Asian woman flying above the Hollywood sign. It's like it can't even encapsulate, or there's no ceiling over her. I feel like we're still having those same conversations about the global impact and cultural impact of Hollywood images. Progress has been made in the industry, but like those conversations are absolutely still being had, and that makes them really powerful and really timeless photos.
In a couple of movies, to be at the sign, not just see it from afar, but to be at the sign argues an intimacy with stardom, an intimacy with Hollywood. You see that in the new biopic Elvis, where people are up there at the Hollywood sign, which in real life you couldn't do, but hey, it's the movies. So the idea that this is the biggest canvas, not just in Southern California, but in the world, you do something to the Hollywood sign and people are going to take notice.
There's been some pranksters throughout the years of people altering the sign. The Hollywood sign was changed from Hollywood to Hollyweed. It was changed to Holywood when the Pope came to town. But today, because of those stunts, the sign is protected and guarded. The only time that the Hollywood sign was changed legally and with the approval of the Hollywood Sign Trust was in February of 2022 when the Rams won the Super Bowl. And then to celebrate, the sign was changed to read Rams House.
There's a certain aspect of the Hollywood sign that feels like it's preserved in amber to me. It's representative of a bygone era that we'll never get back. Now we talk in films, they're not silent anymore. We have color, technology has advanced so much. I do think the sign is being reinterpreted through a new lens. We should have reverence for this cultural symbol, which means so much. But we shouldn't be beholden to what it used to represent. We can still move the industry forward, and it'll be for the better.
The Hollywood sign is not only a representation of Los Angeles, it's a representation of California, it's a representation of the United States. It's this beacon of the American dream, just like the Statue of Liberty is in New York.
At 100 years old, which of course would never be accepted really in Hollywood, at 100 years old, the Hollywood sign represents a kind of tangible and symbolic place of accomplishment, a touchstone, something that if you're there, if you're within the frame in the Hollywood sign lens, you have made it. You are physically in Hollywood, and who knows what you can achieve once you're here.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.